2021 is going to be one hell of a year for content on this channel. Let me introduce to you guys my two newest cars, the Frozen Black F10 M5 and the Le Mans Blue E90 335i. Honestly, just looking at both of these cars sitting side by side, knowing that I own both of them is unreal. I still cannot believe it, guys. I really can't. Like, I get the goosebumps just thinking about it and looking at them. They're both mine. They're both going to be phenomenal builds for the channel, and you guys are going to be involved with the process. I'm literally behind the camera, like, just with this cheesy grin because I'm so goddamn happy for the future of this channel. Obviously, with the E90, I bought it fully modified already, which is typically not the way that I purchase cars, but it was such a good deal I couldn't really pass up on it. It already has wheels, suspension, full bolt-ons, a tune and stuff like that, but I'm probably going to take a lot of the parts off this car and either raffle them off or sell them individually. Who knows? Stay tuned for that. If there's anything specific you guys want to see from the E90 build or even the F10 build, make sure and leave a comment down below. I took a lot of the feedback you guys gave me for the E90 335i, and that ended up being a phenomenal build. So help me out, give me some ideas, let me know down in the comments. There's some ideas that I had for the E90, right? I was planning to wrap the car, but the Le Mans Blue is kind of growing on me. It looks really good, it's in really good condition, and the best part is the color combination. Saddle brown, Le Mans Blue. And as far as the front bumper, I'll just go ahead and get that resprayed, do some kind of a paint correction, seal it with a ceramic coat, call it a day. As far as the wheels go, these are pretty nice wheels. They fit really good, they don't rub. They're AG wheels. They're pretty light, but I want to make this build my own, so I don't want to continue somebody else's build. So fortunately, I'm going to get rid of these wheels and go with something else. Hard to tell, but suspension-wise, I think it's running ST coilovers. I'm probably going to remove that as well and go either BC or AST. Side markers, I'm probably going to replace it with LEDs or maybe smoke them. Speed hunters, going to remove that. I&D, remove that. As far as the trunk spoiler, I mean, the carbon fiber looks good on this side. Once you get to the top, all the clear coat's gone. You can probably repair this. I don't want to deal with it. I'll probably get like a CSL style trunk and call it a day that way. Lights look like they're in pretty good condition. The diffuser, I'm probably going to replace it for a carbon fiber one. This car does have a full boiler exhaust, which I'm going to probably get rid of as well and replace it with a VRSF race exhaust since it already has VRSF downpipes. As far as the headlights, got to take this tacky black like eyelid off. This looks pretty bad. With the headlights, I might get them custom made, or maybe I'll just keep the OEM look and replace the lens cover to a new one. It's gonna make a massive difference. Definitely gonna replace the chrome kidney grills for black ones. That is a must. The engine bay is in pretty hideous condition. Probably gonna get this back to stock. Intakes are gonna be replaced. New charge pipe, new blow off valve. I'm probably gonna swap these, I believe these are Burger Motorsports cowl intakes. I'm gonna get the OEM one. Not a big fan of these. And just kind of clean up the entire engine bay. It's pretty nasty in there. As far as performance, when I revealed this car to you guys, almost every single comment was talking about a big single turbo build. If you guys didn't watch my E93 series, I did upgraded twin turbos. I'm definitely probably gonna go single turbo. Let me know in the comment section below if that's something you guys want to see. Go for some big power, like maybe like 700 plus wheel horsepower. But instead of going for the top mount where it's clearly visible, I'm thinking of getting the bottom mount kit, especially the one that Doc Race just recently came out with. I don't know, I just like that sleeper vibe. Here's the scoop. This car has somewhat full bolt-ons and a stage 1 tune. I'm thinking of doing full bolt-ons again on this car, just like I did on the E93, to show all the newer people that just recently discovered my channel what the potential is power-wise when you're on a budget. And then immediately once I get past that phase, which shouldn't take too long, then go for the super big build with that potential single turbo. Obviously, there's more that I probably want to do to the car, but I really haven't had the time to just sit down and think about it and brainstorm. But if you guys have any ideas, let me know in the comment section below. I'm all ears. I got a lot more to talk about, but time is not on my side. It's getting dark, which means that video quality is going to take a hit. So I'll come back tomorrow and continue filming. And it's the next day. And continuing where we left off with the E90, the fitment on these wheels are absolutely insane. Look how slammed the car is. And the thing is, the car runs beautifully, very smooth, and there's no rubbing, even in the front. Like, just look at that fitment. It's insane. There's no rubbing. And by the way, I drove with 3 other people in the car, and there was still no rubbing. It's crazy. I think that the previous owner actually pulled the fenders. You can tell it's a little bit bulging out. They definitely rolled the fenders and they pulled them. Something that I wasn't able to do on the E93 because the fenders were made out of plastic. These are made out of metal. I don't know how many of you guys actually knew, but the coupes and the E93, the convertible, has plastic front fenders, but the sedan has metal ones. So you can actually roll it and pull them. There is one thing I've been fighting myself about though. I can't decide if I want to wide body the car or not. If I'm gonna go for a full build, single turbo, lots of power, crazy cosmetic mods, do I just go all the way and wide body the car? I don't know. I really like the look of the OEM M Sport, but a wide body would just stand out, like seriously. Then I would have to cut into this car and I don't know if I want to do it. It looks so clean. I can opt in for like a Street Fighter LA body kit, which looks really good all the way around, but then it's very questionable up front because it has like the M4 design. Not a big fan of that design on the E90. As far as the interior in the E90, probably gonna have a lot going on here. Wood trim, I'm not a big fan. Probably gonna wrap that. Steering wheel is definitely gonna get upgraded. I know Ozza Auto already reached out. They had a custom steering wheel in stock, Alcantara leather, and it has like a blue stitch up here that matches the Le Mans blue from the exterior. The shifter's a little bit worn out, so I'll definitely gotta replace this one with newer components. I'll do that probably with the shift boot and as well with the e-brake. Infotainment display, probably add a newer unit that has Android if they offer that. I'm a fan of the iDrive, but after getting used to the iDrive on the F10 M5, it's hard to use this iDrive in comparison. As far as the cluster here, I have something big planned for this cluster, like a complete overhaul. I was looking to do it on the E93, but me and the company that I'm planning to work with, we couldn't come to an agreement, but hopefully we can come to an agreement with the E90 and I'll get content for you guys. It's gonna be insane. This car is gonna be a super high horsepower car. The seats, I can keep them. I mean, they're good. They got good bolsters, but they're not the best. Maybe I'll go for like some M Performance, same color, bucket style seats. Who knows? Let me know what you guys think. As far as the top here, for the most part, the headliner is good, other than like the sunroof thing that's common on these cars to just start to peel off. So we just kind of completely took it off. I'll go ahead and take her for a drive in a little bit so you guys can see that. Let's go ahead and move on to the F10 M5. This car looks really, really good as it is in stock form. Competition package, lower ride height, 20-inch wheels. I'm not gonna do too much to the exterior of this car because, you know, this is an executive car that can go really fast. I don't need to go too crazy on the outside. I might just rock the stock wheels for now, maybe add some spacers, stud conversion to the front, and maybe something like coilover sleeves to lower the car but still keep the electronic dampening controls. Definitely thinking of swapping out the rear diffuser for like a carbon fiber one. Same goes for the trunk spoiler, maybe a carbon fiber one as well. Maybe carbon fiber extensions for the side skirts. And since this is a competition package, it already has the blacked out kidney grille, so I don't have to mess with that. We have adaptive LED lighting, don't need to mess with that at all. Maybe add a lip here. There's a few different kind of variations you can add to the F10 M5. Little subtle ones, bigger one, more aggressive. I'm thinking I'll add something though. These, I'm definitely gonna get them blacked out. I don't like the chrome. It just kind of stands out too much. Doesn't really match with anything on the exterior of the car. So definitely gonna black those out. Maybe some carbon fiber mirror caps. These look really good. Matches with the car, but it does have some light scratches, and since this is a frozen black paint job, you can't really buff them out. So you either got to repaint it or just kind of live with the scratches. Maybe I'll just do the carbon fiber mirror cap and it'll be the easiest option, and it'll also match with the rest of the mods that I got planned. I'm thinking the chrome on the handles will get blacked out as well. I'm not entirely sure. Let me know what you guys think. As far as the braking system, I really don't need to do anything. This is more than capable. 6-piston, and we have massive disc brakes, but the blue caliper is the only thing I've been thinking about painting it to a different color so I can match the theme that I want. Or I can just keep it blue, but then I have to kind of stay consistent. Let's say under the engine bay, you know, it'll have like a blue theme, and the interior, some of the buttons, maybe change them to blue so I can match. I'm not sure. But let's quickly talk about the exhaust here. This has the competition muffler, which sounds much better than the stock M5 one, but it's still pretty quiet because you can't really control the opening and the closing of the valves. That happens automatically. When the valves do open up, it sounds pretty good. Like I said, you can't control it. Ideally, I'd be interested in the aftermarket system, a full-blown exhaust. I'd change the down pipes to catless ones so I can tune the hell out of this car and make some real power. The exhaust, full exhaust with the valve system. That not only looks really, really good, but sounds amazing as well. I'll show you what this system sounds like in a little bit. The one thing I am super excited about is somebody already took care of the tint on this car and did a really, really good job. So it's something I don't have to worry about. It's really dark enough for me for sure. Let's go ahead and open up the hood so I can show you guys what it looks like under there. And this right here is a work of art. The S63 4.4 liter twin turbocharged V8, very nice, super tight fitment. I kind of have an idea of what I want to do under the engine bay. I want to make this look super pretty, but also very functional as well. Upgrade the charge coolers to better ones. The intake system as well to like the front mounted ones where the air cones are placed right behind the kidney grills. And you see those two babies right there, those two turbos? Definitely got to get upgraded turbos so I can make some monster horsepower. There's pros and cons to this setup. This is what they call a hot V because the turbos sit literally within the V of the engine. Obviously it gets super hot when I drive this car. Even for like 10 minutes, the fans kick on immediately when I turn off the car and they stay on. But the positives is that the turbos are literally right there. It's probably like a 3 or 4 hour job to replace them. And if they ever go bad, they're literally right there. You don't have to drop subframe. You don't have to go under the car, put on the lift and all that stuff. It's literally all right there. And of course, I'm going to upgrade the charge pipes to metal ones from the plastic ones because that's an absolute must with like any modern turbocharged BMW car. And at no surprise, before we do any engine modifications, we're going to put this car in the lift, try to disassemble some stuff and make sure that it is 100% healthy, no leaks, no vacuum leaks, none of that stuff going on. Make sure that maintenance is taken care of first before the performance. Let's go ahead and hop into the interior of the F10 M5 and see what potential upgrades I can do to it. This car already has the M Performance steering wheel, Alcantara, blue strip up top. We have the carbon fiber and performance trim on it already. Needs a little bit of work. I think I can refurbish this, or I can just go get a company to redo it for me so it looks like new. For those of you guys that didn't get to watch the reveal video for the M5, this car has the optional full leather package. So we got leather up on the dashboard here, on the bottom, all on the sides, in the center. Like there's leather everywhere. So this is already a very classy and good looking interior. The seats are pretty much immaculate. I'm not going to touch the seats at all because this is an M5. This is a cruiser, comfortable and fast. You know, it does it all. I'm not going to do any kind of bucket style seats on here. As far as the trim, it has this very nice aluminum textured trim. Even if I were to try to wrap that, I don't even think that would work out just because of all the textures. The vinyl would kind of like make its way between the grooves. I don't think it's going to look good. I think that the aluminum trim looks nice enough. I'm probably not going to do anything with that. Definitely want to upgrade the paddle shifters. These are nice. They feel nice, but definitely need some more aggressive ones. I know that a lot of people, not only on the F10s, but also on the F80s, they'll upgrade the M and the M2 button to like some colored ones. They'll also do something with the start stop engine. Maybe I'll do that. Like if I keep the calipers blue, I can technically change these to a blue color to just kind of, that way they pop from the rest of the controls that are on here, and they also match the, you know, the overall theme of the car. And that's pretty much it. There's really nothing else I'm going to do to the interior. I mean, this is an M5. You're not supposed to modify the interior like that. And since I'm looking to upgrade the engine to be a lot more powerful, torque is a big thing on these cars. So I'm definitely going to have to upgrade the clutch packs and probably the axles, since those are the first ones to go on high torque F10 M5s. I'm going to go ahead and turn both cars on and let them warm up for a little bit so I can show you guys what each exhaust system on each car sounds like. Well, there you have it. That's what those two cars sound like with the covered exhaust system. Obviously, we got catless downpipes here, full Borla, and this one just has the competition pack muffler. Everything else stays the same in stock. So yeah, that's what they sound like. This one definitely needs an upgrade. This one sounds pretty good on the E90, but I don't want the Borla exhaust. I'm probably gonna go with the VRSF straight pipe and a big resonator. All right, let's go ahead and take these two cars for a quick ride. Which one to drive first? Let's go with the F10 M5 first. Absolutely love the F10 M5, guys. Super comfortable, very well isolated from the outside. A lot of the times, I would say 9 times out of 10, I'm just cruising. This is the perfect car for that. This is why I think this is the right choice. Super comfortable, lots of room. I got the massaging seat functions. I have heated seats, ventilated seats. The bolsters could get adjusted. It's very, very quiet, very smooth. Even with the competition package, once you put the suspension on comfort, it's very, very good. But then, you know, sometimes I'm listening to really, really high intense music. You know, I kick it into M2, which puts all the settings into Sports Plus. Immediately, the suspension gets super tight. You can feel everything on the road. Throttle response increases like crazy, and it really, really feels like a true sports car at that point. Even though it's a very big 4,500 pound car, it feels very, very good. Hit it on manual mode, downshift to 3rd gear right here, and then just floor it. Oh my God, it's so much torque, guys. So much torque, and that is from factory, that is stock, that is unmodified. It's insane. The F80 M3 did not feel anything like that stock. This is just absolutely amazing. I could only imagine with full bolt-ons and a tune, like this car is gonna absolutely fly. And then when you're done messing around, you just put it back into the regular automatic mode. M1, where I have it on efficient for the drivetrain, comfort for the suspension, and sport for the steering. Now it's quiet, it's comfortable. You just flip some settings and that's it. You change the whole driving experience. The thing about the M5 that I've noticed, if you ever push it really hard and you step on it, like you lose like a quarter tank like this. I think just before I did that pull, I had like 89 miles left and I'm at 66, and we literally drove 2 miles. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it back into manual mode, M2. The one thing that I was really worried about this car was, since it's so big, how would it handle around turns and curves? Would it feel like a boat? This has a competition package, and I was surprised that it handled it pretty good. Okay, we got some curves right here. Yeah, that's not bad at all. And then we got some more here. Yeah, it doesn't feel like a boat. It stays planted for sure. Obviously, it's not to be like 3 Series planted, but I was pretty surprised. The other day I was getting like 120, 130 miles per hour around curves, and it stayed super planted. Like the competition package on this car really does something. So anyways, that's the F10 M5. It's super capable, very comfortable, aggressive when you want it to be, room for the family. Just it has it all. It looks great. Very happy with the F10 M5. So we're in an E90 335 now. Very familiar since I own the E93. It's very similar. Obviously the only difference is that this is a manual, so you know it's a little bit more manly. It's an LCI, it has the iDrive system, which I didn't have. But yeah, this car is pretty damn cool. If you want more of a raw driving experience where you can actually feel stuff, unlike the F10 M5, you know, you want to mod a lot of stuff that you wouldn't do on the other car, this is definitely the car. Oh yeah. But yeah, this car, crazy as it is, it's slammed to the ground and it rides buttery smooth. If you want a car to mess around with, like this is the car right here. You got the noise, the exhaust, the turbo noises, you have the feel, you can feel the road. The steering wheel is actually hydraulic, so it's pretty heavy. Unlike the steering, the electric steering you get on modern BMWs, where it's pretty synthetic. This one is, you can actually feel everything on the road. I'm not gonna do a pull here because we know what happened last time. Boost, baby. That's what makes this car really cool, is the amount of sound you can hear. Ready? Ooh, you hear that flutter?
You heard me? Oh my God.
Yeah, this car rides so good. This one already has full bolt-ons and a tune, like I told you guys, stage 1, so like 400 horsepower or something around there. I'm not sure what the previous guy told me, but it's pretty quick. It's pretty quick for sure. Suspension, there's a lot of things that need to be taken care of. I can hear some clunking noise. I think some of the bushings are probably gone as well, because you can kind of feel it when you're trying to turn the steering wheel. It's just not as precise. But yeah, this car feels really nice, and I think owning both this one and the F10 M5 kind of gives me 2 different choices depending on how I'm feeling that day, which car I want to drive. But I'm super excited for this car just as much as I am for the F10 M5. So we're coming up to a straight right here. Let's see what you got. I had to brake right away because this picked up speed super fast. It's crazy that this car only has a stage 1 tune. It is very fast and it sounds very good. I think the Borla exhaust that it has on there, catalyst downpipes, and weird enough it has diverter valve upgrade. It sounds pretty good, can't lie. And I can only imagine once we get a single, if we get a single turbo, how this car is gonna ride. It's gonna be insane. Ali tells me 700 horsepower to the wheel is pretty insane. I've never experienced it before, so I can't wait to do that if that's the route that I decide to go, and if that's the route you guys want me to go.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna try to do another pull right here. You know what? Take this off. Yes.
I'm trying to die.
Yes. Let's go. There goes the clutch again. And that's not a user. That's not a user error, guys. That's literally the clutch is dying on this car. So that's probably gonna be the first thing we're gonna have to replace. That sounds good. Too bad I'm gonna change the whole setup. So there you go, guys. That was a quick ride with both of the cars. They're both absolutely amazing in different ways. Like I said, if you guys have any suggestions or feedback on mods you guys want to see for both cars, let me know down in the comment section below. I do read every single comment. I take every single suggestion into consideration. Do me a big favor before you guys leave the video, make sure and like it. Subscribe if you guys want to see videos on both of these cars. And as always, thanks for watching. Till next time.